Do you like being called Senator Ojudu?
I think I care less. I'm more comfortable when people call me Babafemi or Femi. My 4 years in the Senate has been the worst of my life till now.
How?
I wake up in the morning, I want to go to the chambers, I'm depressed.
You are depressed?
Depressed, seriously.
Why?
Depressed, because the kind of things I see around me. I went to the Senate believing that I could assist in solving problems, finding solution to problems. But what I saw there wasn't glorifying to me. No.
What did you see?
If you add that to the prayer from home, just bring the money. Whether you steal it or not does not matter. Just bring the money.
That's the pressure from home.
So I became an object of money. It's like a woman who is being seen as an object of sex. So I was not comfortable with it, because that was not me. That could not define me. You keep dipping your hand in your pocket, trying to meet people's need, people who are not sincere, people who are just out there to rip you off.
So how did we get to that point?
I think it's something that sociologists will have to look at.
Because even when I still see senators and politicians,
yes,
what I see is what you have just described.
Those guys are suffering. They are suffering. Before we do transfer money through telephone. In those days when I was there between 2011 and 15. There was no that kind of facility was not available. Our aides we queue every morning, trying to send money out to people who have begged us overnight for one thing or the other. I want to pay my child school fees. Somebody's in hospital, you have to pay the bill. My wind has blown off my roof. There's no water in my area. All kinds of funny things. Even the boy will call me from Lagos and say, Senator, yes, good morning, how are you? Hope there is no problem. No, Moku Lekiti lana mo lọ Sondo ni Friday, mo lọ sí Èkó lọ ṣe fàájì. Mi wá rówó tí wọ́n fi ọkọ̀ padà sílẹ̀, send owó sí mi o. I said, o lọ ṣe fàájì l'Èkó láti Èkìtì. You didn't think about how you are going to get back to Ekiti. It's me you are going to call. All of this put pressure on you. A king invited me for the wedding of the daughter, and I was not going to make it. I gave money to someone to go and get the biggest cattle, the biggest cow in town, and give to him. So I called him. Kabiyesi, ṣe rí màlúù tí mo gbé ránṣẹ́. Ó lóun rí. He was quite not cheering. Kì í ṣe nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ látọ̀dọ̀ ẹnìyàn. If you look at that morning, coupled with what I've seen overnight, you never get to sleep. Your phone keeps ringing, and I'm one that does not ignore calls or messages. I've had all manners and insults from boys who should not be my houseboy, and overnight, and that king, the reaction of the king to a gift, to top it off. I didn't know when I got at the edge of my bed and started crying.
You started crying?
I started crying. Then my 12-year-old daughter just walked in. She always wake up in the morning, come to my room to say, good morning, Daddy. Saw me cry. I said, Daddy, what is the problem? I said, this job is killing me. And he said, if it's killing you, if you don't like the job, why don't you resign? And I held to that. And that day I told myself, I will not go back. I will not attempt to go back to the Senate. And everybody persuaded him to want to go and pick form to return. I said, I'm not going back. I won't.
Why was the king not happy?
He probably wanted a huge sum of money. So the cow was not enough. You give somebody money and say, you're wondering what is a way. I'm renting a help, and you are saying, no way, a guy once called me one afternoon. I was in China. I said, hello. I just managed to open the phone and Senator, I'm in China. How do I get back home? I'm in China. Can't you find somebody to come and I'm in China? These are the kind of things you get. One guy visited one morning on a Saturday, came to me and I'm broke, Senator. This problem, that problem. I said, okay, sorry about that. I went in, brought 20,000 naira, a bundle, and gave it to him. He left. Not up to 2 minutes after he left me, somebody else came and said, I've been telling you, people are complaining that you don't give money. That man now just left you, is feeling despondent out there that you didn't give him money. Person who just left here that I gave 20,000 naira. So I now called him. I said, where are you? Said this. Please come. There's something I needed to tell you. So he came back. I said, okay. You came here this one that you are broke. How much did I give you? He said 20,000 naira. So why then did you tell this man that I didn't give you a dime? He said, if I told him you want to share of the money. I said, you have destroyed me in his face. And these are the kind of things you get. You help people, they would say you have not helped them. You know.
Why were they coming to you?
Because they think that you are there to solve their problems. That they elected you. Even now, somebody comes to me to seek assistance and say, I was your coordinator in 2011. I voted for you. Sir, will this thing not end?
But you were elected to solve their problems.
Solve problems, not at micro level.
At what level?
Honestly, and that's what I used to tell my colleague. I said, for as long as we continue to think that we can solve problems at micro level, we end up being a victim. And that's why, up to today, not up to 15-20% of senators do go back for a second term. They always vote them out because you cannot solve everybody's problem at micro level. But let me explain this to be very clear. If there are problems of housing in Nigeria, let us look at it. How do we provide social housing? So that everybody can have access to it. So somebody will not be building a house, you say, come and give money to roof it. You know that government is solving that problem at the macro level. If there is a problem about education, let's adopt Awolowo's free education. Nobody will go to Awolowo's house when he was in public office to say, come and pay my child school fees. No, because the free education thing is there for everybody. Whether you have one wife, 2 wives, 50 children, you are, for as long as you pay your tax, you get access to free education. Same thing with water, same thing with health and everything. But look, do you know why I was in the Senate? We lost 5 of my colleagues to hypertension, to heart failure. There was a guy, I kept forgetting his name. We were together in Ife, brilliant lawyer, young man, ebullient, intelligent. One day we were flying together from Abuja to Lagos to attend the 8th day of Tinubu's mom's funeral. And we sat together in the plane. He said, Mr. Femi, this thing is killing me now. I don't know how I can survive this prayer. I have a house here, our policemen kept there, my townspeople are always there, my wife cooks all day, everything. And if I'm going to Delta, same problem. As soon as I'm landing, I'm dishing out money. I don't even have this money. And I don't have enough to do these things. I say, oh boy, calm down. Your life is more important for this thing. We came back. We came back on Sunday. That was the event was Saturday. We came back on Sunday. By Thursday, I just got a call midnight that he had a massive stroke and died. This guy had nothing.
He had nothing?
He had nothing. He was living in a rented house in Abuja. And when the news came that the landlord was going to chase the wife out 6 months after, we had to make contributions. So all of the glamour you are seeing, all of the so-called money, they are spent on hope that they are going to go back